Okay, we will start section this today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, Good afternoon from Indonesia. Welcome back with Muhammad Firmansyah in the fifth section of International Course of Islamic Finance and Halal Industry, which held by Department of Development Economic University of Muhammadiyah Malang. I'm Muhammad Firmansyah as the moderator. Glad to see all the participants for joining this course. Today we will talk about Islamic social finance, blockchain for Islamic social finance responsibility. We have special guest and he has experience about this topic. He is Professor Tosef Azid. He is Professor Tosef Azid, professor at College of Business and Economic, University of Qasim, Saudi Arabia. Uh, Before we jump to the topic, I will give a little explanation about the topic that we will talk about today. So, based on Islamic relief worldwide, Islamic social finance consists of Islamic finance institutions based on philanthropy such as zakat, wakaf, sadaqah, cooperation, and microfinance arrangement aimed at reducing poverty through interest-free loans. Islamic finance also promotes socioeconomic empowerment through social tools, zakat, sedekah, wakaf, and Islamic microfinance, which have been adopted and applied even outside the Islamic world. Islamic social finance institutions such as wakaf are facing some challenges in enhancing its governance structure to ensure Sharia compliance as well as economic efficiency. Blockchain and smart contract technologies can help this institution for better governance, lower transaction costs, more transparency, and higher trust, hence enhancing the business flexibility and market accessibility. So without any further ado, please welcome Professor Tosef Azid. How are you, Professor? How are you, Professor? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Professor? I will give Professor Tazid 30 until 35 minutes for present in your presentation. Can you hear me, Professor?
Assalamu alaikum. Are you hearing me? Are you listening?
Yes, Professor.
Okay,
Yes, Professor, I hear you. I can hear you.
Can we start now?
Okay. Maybe you can start this presentation. I will give you 30 until 35 minutes in present your presentation. Please
And
welcome Professor.
And after that, Farman?
Yeah, yes.
Then after
Yes,
that,
Professor.
after 35 minutes, what will be happen?
Sorry,
Then
Mister. Sorry, Professor.
after that question session, or what will be that?
Yeah. Your presentation until finish, and next section question.
Okay. So now you can see the presentation, slides.
Yes, I can see.
Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So the topic which is given to me is by Happy, that is Islamic Social Finance, blockchain for Islamic Social Finance Responsibility. You know, when we are talking Islam, then there's no difference between finance and social finance, because Islam is always dealing with the society, with the social things. So when we are saying social finance, it means we are just becoming more particular that either Islamic finance is social or not. So this is confusion is coming in our mind. So be clear about it, that Islam, whatever the Islamic actions and the traditions and the rules and regulation, all are based in its social aspects. Either it is finance, either it is economics, either it is political science, either it is society, either it is psychology. Everything is related to social finance. Social. So social is the part of Islam. You know, all of the teaching which we have in Islam, that is based on the social. For example, when we are reciting Surah Al-Hujurat, what is that? This is complete social charter. When we are studying Surah Al-Baqarah, what is this? Always about the society. You do this, do this, do this, and so on. Okay, but we have to, because now the topic is given to me, so I have to say, try to justify it. So objective of digital currency, because she has given me the blockchain, and blockchain is dependent on the digital currency. Nowadays it's called cryptocurrency and so on. So building trust and confidence in a financial system that had lost. This is the first objective. Then some technologists imagine this world without intermediaries, while others just want a faster and more efficient way of transacting. This is another objective. Then sharing of risks and profit, basically that is the part of Islamic finance, that anchor the nature of our economies, including the sharing economy of underutilized assets. Because the problem is that most of the assets are underutilized. So we want to see that how these are underutilized, and if there is a sharing economy, how can we utilize all these resources. Then reduce costs and increase speed and reach, offers greater transparency and traceability for many business processes. Then questions and thoughts. How to use blockchain technology for complex financing terms. Sharia compliant transactions and Islamic and Sharia compliant alternatives to conventional insurance, back office automation, and underwriting of microinsurance. Can Islamic finance use cryptocurrencies for SMEs finance, underpinned by blockchain technology to structure payments in an efficient and cost-effective manner? Can blockchain has the significant potential for use in Islamic finance due to its transparency, control, security, and real time? How the significant impact of the blockchain in providing the social finance? Just for a moment, if we will discuss that, what are the social services? I'm not saying social finance, as I told you in the beginning, that whatever we have in the Islamic system, that is social. Because Islam is for the human being. Islam is a universal religion, and it Quran and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the revelation of Quran or Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is for the Islamic society, for the world, for the human beings. So Iqbal al-Mira Khor said, in Islam, expected behavior of the state would not be any different from the expected behavior of any other member of the society. So what does it mean? It means if even firms are there, even any institution is there, their behavior should be like any member of the society. It means if something is right for the society, for the person, that should be right for the society, that should be right for the state, that should be right for the firm. So what Quran says in verses number 177 of Surah Al-Baqarah, it is not righteousness that you turn your faces toward east or west, but it is righteousness to believe in Allah and the last day and the angels and the book and the messengers. So the first thing is, what is the righteousness? Righteousness is the aqidah, belief. Our belief is on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His messengers, His angels, and the book which He is revealing to the human being. Then the next is to spend of your substance out of love for Him. Whatever you have, which you have a love, showing love, and you have a affection, you have to spend. And spend for whom? For your kin, your relatives, for orphans, yatim, for the needy, for the wayfarer, for the those travelers, for those who ask, and for the ransom of slaves. To be steadfast in prayers and practice regular charity. To fulfill the contracts which you made, and to be firm and patient in pain and adversity and throughout all periods of panic. Such are the people of truth and God-fearing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining that when you are living in a society and when you want to serve to the society and when you are believing on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger and his book and angels, so what will be your behavior? You have to spend in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and these are the categories where you have to spend. You have to pray salat, and then the impact of salat is that you have to pay the charity. And also you have to fulfill the contracts which you made. So whatever the institution, whatever the firm, whatever the state, whatever the authority, whatever the individual, whatever the group, they have to fulfill the contracts which they have made. And the same with the Islamic financial institution. And if there is any problem, if there is any loss, for example, if they are discussing more than financial institutions, so if anything is there, then we have to be patient. And when we are becoming patient, is there any problem? I received a message. Is there any problem?
No, Professor.
Okay, there's some message. Okay, the live transcription closed captioning has been enabled. I don't know what it is. So this verse is giving us all the things which we want to discuss whenever we want to discuss anything about Islamic dimensions. So worship and social services. So when we are worshiping to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we have some social services, I'm saying social services, it means it is a broader, universal set. And Islamic social finance is the subset of it. So worship and social services are a complementary set. So Sharia compliant farm, interest-free gambling and production process of haram goods which are not permitted. So this is the form of the whatever the product which we have in the Sharia and especially in the Islamic finance. Then we have a substance. What will be the substance of that? So it is justice, equity, equitable distribution of wealth, protection of environment, delivery of the social goods, risk sharing, and many others. So what are the objectives of social finance? Generally, as a student of accounting and the finance, you know, one term which we are using, that is the triple bottom line. And what does it mean, triple bottom line? That should be, if whenever we have any activity in the market, then we have a people. That should be the benefit to the people. First, the priority is like this. That should be benefit to the people, then planet, and then it should be the profit. Now we are coming towards what is it? Oh. So what is this? If we are saying the Islamic economics, so what is Islamic economics and what is Islamic finance? Why we need it? Actually, the conventional commercial banks, the conventional governments, the state, and the conventional segment of the society, this segment. What is their behavior? Government always lies, banks steal, and the rich people, they are laughing on us. When they're sitting in the rich club of the rich people, they are laughing on the people. But they are saying, look at how we are exploiting the people, how we are making the stupid these people. And the bankers, when they're sitting together, they are laughing that we have, we are the group and the person, those are stealing the money of the people. And always government is saying do this, and there are number of rules and regulation. But those are not in the favor of the people. So what does it mean? It means then we need some ethical training. Some ethical system, moral system. And the moral system without religion is not, whatever the religion, the moral system without religion is not working. So due to that reason, what we are saying that Islam is for all the human being, is a universal set. So Islam is providing us what we need, that government which is doing the welfare of the human being, the banks which are helping the society, and the rich people, they are paying for the benefit of the society, like zakat, charity, sadaqat, and so on. So there should be a difference. Make a difference. Always we have to make a difference. You can see that this is a man is giving to this boy cake spice. Because when someone is rich or someone is powerful, like this man is a powerful, and the boy is not a powerful, they have to give them. And when we are saying the responsibility of the Islamic banks, the responsibility is this. They have to serve the society. They have to distribute the cake which they have. Instead of they are stealing the money from the poor people, not like the conventional banking system. So we are coming towards blockchain and Islamic finance. When the cost of processing Islamic financial products is higher than regular financial services products. So blockchain is a very effective tool to bring down the cost in the back-end processing system of Islamic finance companies. The real challenge going forward will be the legality of smart contracts and the global regulatory framework needed to establish true peer-to-peer lending across borders. Just because it is illegal in one country does not make it is so in the next. So when we say the blockchain and Islamic finance, so the blockchain is helping. When we say the blockchain, so blockchain is helping us. What is happening? I want to draw something. So the blockchain is helping us. How do we will reduce the cost and the efficient process of it. So what is the role of blockchain? Makes the case for Islamic finance to build knowledge of and capability in relation to blockchain technology. Make sense of its impacts on Islamic finance and anticipate future development, and explore and discuss existing Islamic firms' usage of blockchains for social finance. The term blockchain refers to the combination of a number of technologies, including the following: the blockchain data structure, public key, cryptography, distributed ledgers, consensus mechanism, private, public, and hybrid are the types of a blockchain. These three are the private, public, and hybrid. In the private, where access is only just for the permitted people, to the public, most of the people they can access, and hybrid is a mix of it. Some have and some don't. So Islam is giving the more importance to the delivery of social services. When I'm saying social service, again, keep in your mind, I'm also talking about the Islamic social finance and appreciating the social innovations. However, it is not an automatic phenomenon. It needs a media through social services will deliver. In the current scenario, one can conclude that for developing the social innovation, Islamic financial institutions are more suitable and public has the trust on them. So social finance is the one of the subset of social services. And when we are saying the blockchain is helping us for providing these services in a quick way, efficient way, and the people have the trust because there is not any, there's very minimum chances of the fraudulent. So major firms across the financial services landscape have made investment in blockchain-based startups continuing into 2018. However, there are concerns regarding a lack of standardization and the potential lack of interoperability with other blockchains as a new form of infrastructure, as a new way to digitize asset through token, including cryptocurrency. However, still overall regulatory environment remains unsettled. This is the problem which we have. So what are the areas of applications? The first one is payments, second one is cryptocurrencies, then micro payments, then digital assets. You know the payments, you know the cryptocurrency, you know the micro payments. So digital assets, managing creation, ownership, and transfer of digital items that have value in their own right or represent valuable goods in the real world. Then notary services, digital identity, compliance and audit, tax and voting and record management. All these things which are related to finance or not, we can take the help from the blockchain. For example, voting, it is creating, distributing and counting digital ballot papers. And similarly, record management, which is part of the Islamic finance, but not 100%. It can use anywhere where you want. So what is the application of blockchain in Islamic finance? Islamic finance utilizes economic and financial resources to satisfy the material and social needs of all members of the community. So this is the basic, you will see that this is the basic objective. This is the basic objective of Islamic finance. So the material and social needs of all the members of the society. So Islamic finance is based on Sharia, the Islamic law that provide guidelines for multiple aspects of Muslim lives, including religion, politics, economics, banking, business, and aspect of legal system. So major financial principles of Sharia include a ban on interest. So this is very much important that we have a ban on interest and a ban on uncertainty gharar. It adheres to risk sharing and profit sharing. Then promotion of ethical investments that enhance society. Actually, this is the Islamic social finance and do not violate practices banned in the Quran and tangible asset back. So the prohibition of taking or receiving interest, the first thing. The second, capital must have a social and ethical purpose beyond pure unfettered return. Investment in business dealing with alcohol, gambling, drugs, or anything else that Sharia consider unlawful are deemed undesirable and prohibited. Why this is, everyone is know this thing, but why I'm again repeating it? Actual thing is that when we are using the blockchain, these things should be there. So prohibition on transactions involving myself and a prohibition on gharar are certain about the subject matter and the terms of contract. This included a prohibition on selling something that one does not own. So these are the things which we have to mention in the smart contract which we have in the blockchain. Blockchain is not is coming automatically. It is a system where we have to give the information. Once we have feed the information, then it will follow those informations. So we have to this. There shouldn't be these. All the things shouldn't be there. So when the features of blockchain and Islamic finance, now we are combining both of them. If Islamic finance is there and how they will use the blockchain. The one thing is which is very much important as for you as a student. Here, my objective is not to say that a blockchain or cryptocurrency or digital currency is halal or haram because this is not my field. This is the field of the Sharia scholars, and sometimes still they are not very much clear about. Even non-Islamic institutions still they are not clear about it. Just morning I am reading some notes from the Islamic International Monetary Fund (IMF), and still they are not clear it is permitted or not permitted, or if there is a lot of risk or not, and how we can protect our people, those are involved in this business. So this is because this is a decentralized, and there's no any backdrop from any bank or any authorities. However, features of blockchain and Islamic finance, it is a peer-to-peer system of transaction. It is based on fully distributed system and it is autonomous process. I think so everyone knows, so I not have to take too much time. It is self-enforcing, self-regulating, self-correcting, and self-performing platform. So then, the smart contracts, when we have a contract through the technology, so these are known as smart contracts. How they work, generally they are working through Ethereum. Before it was Bitcoin, but Bitcoin was not working. So this is a diagram about how to blockchain cryptography works for small contracts. This is a sender, this is a recipient. They are sending a plain text. When they are sending a plain text, then it is encrypted by the sender. Then the that is to be sending to with the different shape. It is not the same message which we have sent maybe in the form of digits, in the form of anything. Then the receiver has a key, and then recipient has a private key. And then here is open and he can read the text. So it's a plain text, and then he will receive it. So we are going from this place to this place, and plain text is here and plain text is here, but there is a encrypted and then decrypt. It's a log, and then we're opening the log, then we can read it. So it means it is a very safe for someone, anyone. If you have a business proposal or anything, you can do it. Then we have a cloud storage. There's some problems, but you can store and retrieve. But it means that third party is always there in the cloud storage. That is the serious problem. So it is not 100% controlled by the sender. And also leave a internet connection, and data lies with the third party as I explained. Then we have a digital currencies. So these currencies benefits like improved security and different rewards to miners. It is not as simple. We are saying that just we can create it. The process is required. It requires a complete process to manage the services. Then where it can be used for the Islamic as a social finance, then collection of zakat, because blockchain helps people know where their money is going and to what purpose. The process of zakat is promotion, collection, and distribution. And what are the issues we have? Inefficiency, lack of transparency. There's a problem of collection management, distributed, extensive bureaucracy. So this blockchain is helping us for the disbursement of zakat. So cryptocurrency like Bitcoin qualifies as a liquid asset. Muslims must take care to include their cryptocurrency assets in the calculation for the zakat obligation, as well as keep to track of how much cryptocurrency they have held for a full year, since assets held for less than 1 year need not to be included in this calculation. So it is a very important thing. Generally, we don't know, even myself, I don't know what I have the whole year. So due to that reason, always I am afraid I want to pay more because I don't. But from the blockchain, you know about it, how much the currency we have the whole year, how much, and then you can pay the tax and zakat. And this zakat can be calculated directly because it is this blockchain. It has the capacity to know that what are the how to collect, how to disperse, and how to distribute among the people. So blockchain made the process trackable, where it is going, auditable, and immutable, all of which are essential qualities of any successful charitable race. The service was inspired by pious Muslims who wished to use their cryptocurrency for religious payment but had no outlets that appeal to them. Then it is also improving the quality of work. There is a good governance, transparency with stakeholders is required. So there is a one application, Fintera, developed a crowdfunding platform using blockchain smart contracts for specific workflow projects. So what is happening? Participants create project proposals to develop and invigorate endowment properties. Others involved by contributing funds. If the project is accepted and a certain number of endowment tokens are created, and distributed to the participant funders. The tokens can be held to gain stakeholders, guides, and revenues sharing are transferred and exchanged in the wider Fintera ecosystem and on other networks through the Fintera. This is for work. So we have the first thing is zakat, and then we have a work. Then we have effective and efficient halal supply chain. So through the blockchain, which we know about it, the blockchain, that is transparency, traceability, providing reliable data, trust in the halal supply chains, seamless and efficient halal process from source to point of a consumer purchase, sustainability of halal supply chains, increase consumers' confidence in halal brands, and global recognition of halal. So all these are for the halal supply chain. Otherwise, it is difficult for us to follow each and everything, and it is difficult for the consumers to see that it is halal or not. But now everything is clear through the blockchain. Then from the food industry, you should know that whether it is the name of the butcher, the logistic company, the supermarket, or the restaurant, all data about halal food can be gathered in the blockchain, enabling a flow of communication and overall greater trust in the quality of halal food that reaches consumers. All is all halal food industry. So when we have the choosing the blockchain, so there's a traceability, transportation, end-to-end chain integrity, different law system, lack of integration of information. So all these things we have, which we are solving by the blockchain. Or government's blockchain can offer solution regarding import controls of halal products, which will raise the standard of regulatory compliance. With the halal market's continuous growth, blockchain can offer a better solution that will ensure more high quality halal products for all consumers. Then remittance transaction, as I told you, peer to peer, people to people. So this is working by that. And similarly, the Kabul. So, so it is manage claims in a transparent, quick, and indisputable manner. So this is all the insurance. Then we have a smart scoop. So these are the Blossom's smart scoop product will not charge any upfront fees or cost to the institution or investors. It is normally practiced in the conventional scoop. This is for a scoop. So what are the responsibilities, moral responsibility of the Islamic financial institutions, and which they can do through the blockchain? So that is Sharia compliant venture, philanthropy, cash work, partnership, etc. Actually, this is the crowdfunding. And what they can do through that, they have to do to train the people in the different fields, improving the social environment, the reinvestment, provision of education and health facilities, disbursement of philanthropy, producing a new set of market-oriented product and services. Actually, now we are coming towards crowdfunding. One thing is that when we are saying the responsibilities of the Islamic financial institutions and in terms of Islamic social finance, but one responsibility also there when they are using blockchain and the new technology, uh, the ICIFHI, when they are using that, then they have to see that where this amount is going to be financed, not involved in the money laundering, not for the for using the people, those are using for the negative impact on the society and not for the terrorism and so. So when we have donations, zakat and waqf, this is coming under the category of crowdfunding. So what is the main objective of the donation, which we have zakat and waqf and all this, is to develop the social, human, psychological and religious capital. And this is the responsibility of Islamic social finance, that how through blockchain we can increase this type of capital. And when we are increasing this type of capital, what will happen? That will enhance the productivity and efficiency of the community. Voluntary or compulsory donation through crowdfunding by using the blockchain is a tool to mitigate the pitfalls of the markets and helping hand to promote virtuous cycles of a market mechanism. So this point is, if you will see that, this point is very much important for the understanding. It's a tool to mitigate the pitfalls of the market and a helping hand to promote. So market is not a virtuous one. Market is not a, as we are saying, is a vice. Market mechanism is based on selfishness. So that is not acceptable by the Islamic Sharia. So this is the duty of the Islamic financial institution and the responsibility. They have to see that what I am discussing now, up till now, nobody has discussed this. What are the responsibilities of the Islamic financial institution when they are using blockchain and through the crowdfunding? Yes, people have used that zakat and waqf, but they didn't use what is the actual responsibility of the Islamic financial institutions. Actual thing is, if you will see this paragraph, why we are doing that? Because we want to see that how the human beings are becoming happy. So peak of happiness is based on the voluntary action of human being. Happiness is not based on that how we are living in this cosmos. Actually, it is based on our own personality and our continuous behavior. It also related to our relations with others, with our profession, between ourselves and larger than ourselves. If these relations are on the right direction, then we may be able to get the required degree of happiness. So as a human being, as a Muslim, our happiness is based on these things. And our happiness is not just for this dunya. Our happiness is, it is very important to know that our happiness is based on, is integrated. This word and life hereafter. But actually, this is integrated. I have it. Don't know how to do it. I have written integrated. The life is integrated, huh? This life and life after. So actually, as I discussed before that, when we are using the blockchain and when we are trusting on that, and what we are saying, it is very quick, these are transparent, and these are very much efficient. So why we are doing this, and what is the impact on the crowdfunding, and we are getting the donations and the number of persons they are participating in that for the completing of that project. Then what will be the impact on the Islamic society? If impact is positive, then it is good. If it is not, then The first thing is, as I told you before, that we have to produce that. So what we have to do, we have to seek either we are creating some capital or not. And what is the meaning of capital when we are creating? It means we are increasing the efficiency of the society. And if blockchain is using for the efficiency of the society, and then end result is not like that, just efficiency in terms of that is the form, as I told you before that the form is that everything is efficient, and then the amount is transferring to one person to other person, or everyone knows where it is going to be spent, and who is spending that, and what, and the traceable is there, and so on. But is there any impact on the society or not? If not, then what is the responsibility of Islamic social finance? So the first thing is we have to create the psychological capital. And what is the psychological capital? Is based on hope, optimism, confidence, and resilience. If we have this, then it is okay. If we are not able to do this, if people are not with the hope, people are becoming pessimistic, people has no confidence, and the resilience is not there. So it means whatever the Islamic social finance is doing through blockchain or any new technology or cryptocurrencies and bitcoins and cosmos and number of things which we are using, those are not giving the benefit to the society. If individuals of the society or group are not becoming efficient through the different types of capital, not only the physical capital we can do through the blockchain, but what is the substance of it? Form is okay. Form is very much efficient when we are using the new technology, but what about the substance of it? The first thing is, from the psychological capital, we have a hope, we have optimism, we have confidence, we have a resilience. Because when the people are working and they are in the crowdfunding, they are giving the donation in terms of zakat and waqf and other donations. So what is the role of banks, Islamic financial institutions? Then we have to increase the human capital through training, through all whatever the system they have to increase the human capital. Because if human capital is not developing, then the dream of to reduce the poverty, to dream of to serve the Ummah and the Islamic society is not possible. So the second is, after psychological capital, we have to increase the human capital. If we are saying a blockchain is very efficient, so what is the meaning of its efficiency and what is the benefit of it? If blockchain is efficient, then where we want to spend, it is spending, for example, if there is a crowdfunding and the banks want to establish some training institutions for the youth of the Islamic society, then we can see that it is it is getting its success. It is successful. So this is a universal set of going from one point to another point that people are. So you can see this slide. So these are human capital, social capital, religious capital, psychological capital. These are not tangible capital. These are intangible capital. So how we can increase the intangible capital through crowdfunding? First of all, we have to decide What is the religious capital? So religious, what you believe God, intentions and practices and virtuous actions. So through blockchain, if we want to help religious institutions, and we can even publish the literature, so we can do that. We know that from where income is coming, donations are coming, and where it will be spent. Then people have the trust on it. The second is psychological capital. What you are, your confidence, your hope, your optimism, and your resilience. Then we have is social. Social means what you know, relationship, network of contacts and friends and brotherhood. So all these are possible if there's a crowdfunding. We are managing the funds which we have, and then we are distributing those funds through the blockchain, and there's a traceability is there, transparency is there. We know from where funds are coming and where they are going and where it will be spent. And if you find that those are not correct way, then you can amend it. Then we have a human capital. Human, what you have, experience, education, skills, knowledge, ideas, and healthcare. And in that way, even in the COVID season, you can see that blockchain can help. Which society which is suffering from the viruses, so how they can help to them through the blockchain. So when you are a donations through crowdfunding, so Islamic financial institutions, and what is the media? Media is the blockchain, because Islamic financial institutions is not always working for the crowdfunding. Those are not orphan houses. They are not earning their money. When they are earning their money, then they can spend on the society and they can give something to their shareholders. So just this portion, which is uh, oh, it is top. So when you see that, just
Professor,
yes, you can see.
you have 10 minutes left.
Oh, just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I will
Just
finish.
10 minutes left, Professor.
Oh, Firman, you are a very strict person. Huh? So you will see this portion is for the blockchain. And through blockchain, the crowdfunding and all these things can be managed. Because as I told you, all the work of Islamic financials is not only for the just for providing the social services, it is a part of that. There's some problem always with me. So the Institute for Social Entrepreneurship, by using the fintech blockchain, the use by grant markets and investors of certain principles traditionally associated with venture capitalists to either build the capacity of a non-profit organization or to invest in social purpose businesses venture. Key elements include long-term relationships, 3 to 6 years development of business plans, provision of cash and expertise, and an exit strategy. Donors and our investors make long-term funding commitments closely like work, monitor performance objective through predefined measurement tools and problem, solve jointly with the leadership team on a regular basis. You can see that it is the responsibility of that. As I told you, the triple bottom line is society, people, economy, profit, and environment. So all these are based on the then we have it, this is sustainability. Then things are becoming sustainable. Oh, where I am. You can see the slides.
Yes, Professor, I can see.
I don't know where is this.
Yes, Professor, I can see. And
I lost.
minute, 7 minutes left.
Yes, I lost my. I don't know. And I have to do again. But I don't know. There's some problem in my computer. Where is this? No. Okay, just give me 1 minute. So then you can see that the formation of intangible capital from tangible capital in digital economy. So we have a different types of capital: traditional economic capital, religious capital, psychological capital. Social capital, human capital, and what is the end result. So this is the duty of our what you can say banks, Islamic financial institution. Crowdfunding should be generation of resources in the religious capital. When there is a psychological capital, generation of resources. So then new resources are coming. And what does it mean? It means the flaw in both of the lives of the Muslim. And then traditional versus current crowdfunding. So I will not take too much time for these. So you can see that. So primary driver is to create societal values. This is from where going, sending. And the primary driver is to create financial values. So blending societal and financial values whenever we are doing this crowdfunding focus. So we have a social investment, and this is the impact of that. So just I'm not completing, but I'm just reciting it. يرفع الله الذين آمنوا منكم والذين أوتوا العلم درجات والله بما تعملون خبير. Allah will exalt in degrees those of you who believe and those who have been granted knowledge. And Allah is well acquainted with what you do. So this is a Surah Al-Mujadila. The thing is that which I want to discuss and we want to conclude it because it's the problem of the time. That when we have a crowdfunding or anything which is done by our what you can say Islamic financial institutions, and they are using the new technology. So their responsibility is first responsibility that they have to see whatever the farm is Sharia compliant or not. And then they have to see what is the substance is fulfilling the maqasid sharia or not. If substance is not fulfilling the maqasid sharia and not for the beneficial of the society, then it is not feasible and it is not appreciable. The second thing, the first thing is the farm is okay or not. So first of all, we have to see the farm through the blockchain, through the new technology, advanced technology. Then we see either it is useful for the society or not. If substance is not for the society, then what does it mean? Why we are taking the farm? If it will not given the benefit and advantage to the society. As I mentioned that these different types of capital can be increased, and then the overall efficiency. We are saying the efficiency of the blockchain, but the impact is efficient or not. So what is the efficiency of the whole Islamic society? If Islamic society is very much efficient, then it will be the benefit of the society. And then there will be the further development of the technology. Still, unfortunately, we are following the technology of the Western people, and we are not using our own technology, or we are not able to develop our own technology. But if the psychological capital, religious capital, because religious capital is a part of the practices of the Islamic society. If we are not able to increase the religious capital, it means that uh, portion is empty. And if that portion is empty, it means we are not able to see the substance. What is the substance of that? So just Salman, please ask them.
Professor,
Uh,
the time has finished. In this section, the time has finished, and the next section is Q&A.
but is there any no question from the participant?
Maybe is there any question from the audience? You can open mic to ask Professor.
So the question session is open. If anyone wants to,
Anyone to question from Professor Tosef, audience?
Siti Shafika or Aggie Armand or whatever.
We have some question from the participant. The first question. Explain the form of banking financial personal data security in blockchain. First question.
What question?
Explain the form of banking financial personal data security in blockchain.
I couldn't understand what you're saying. Against, you can write it. You write it.
Please explain the form. Please explain the form of banking financial personal data security in blockchain.
Yes, you know everything is possible from the blockchain because this is a very algorithm through the computer, and there's a very massive work is done on it. So whatever the form you want to see, you want to do, you can do from here. Whatever the personal, because there's a block. Whatever you will do, that is in the block, and then block with the wherever your recipient, that will attach with the other block. So this is a blockchain system. So the next.
Second question. What is the form of linkage between blockchains and cryptography in the development of Islamic banking?
Again.
What is the form of linkage between blockchains and cryptography in the development of Islamic banking?
Yes, actually, still Islamic banking is not, as I told you, is not very much advanced in the all these subjects, and generally we are following what is happening in the conventional system. But we have to see that what is the form? Is form is okay or not? Like interest, like in uncertainty, like gambling. If these things are there, but still we are not able to develop what we want in the Islamic financial system. So we are falling from the conventional system.
Okay. Third question. What is the form of the relationship between blockchain application in Islamic social, which is stick with non-profitability business?
Yes, as I told you that Islamic banks are not like an orphan house. So they are a business oriented, and if you see the last diagram which we have done, that is the intersection of the Islamic finance and the crowdfunding is just that is for the when you're using the blockchain, these are just part. But otherwise, Islamic banking, whatever they have to increase their profits, and they have to share the profit among the shareholders. So the profitability is not haram, profitability is there, but through the blockchain, they can increase their profitability due to its efficient phenomena.
The last question. What is the form of implementing blockchain in one of the preferred banking products in the developing countries that are not ready for digital access?
Yes, financial inclusion is must, but the most of the people, as I told you, that this is the duty of the Islamic Bank to provide the training, to provide the knowledge about all the things, not only just for the its services, but the knowledge which is a necessary for the financial inclusion of each and every person.
Maybe, is there any question from audience? Once again, I remember you, the audience. Is there any question to ask Professor?
So where is Sister Happy today?
Mr. Happy, go to apa ya? Go to the city, other city.
Other city.
Other city, because Mr. Happy have family event, family gathering. Okay, the audience. I think that's enough for our course today. Thank you very much, Professor Tosef Azid, for the explanation and talks that have been conveyed to us. We are very grateful to have you here. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you very much for coming. See you on the next week. See you on the next week in the another course. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Professor Tosef. Thank you very much, Professor.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.